don't know about you guys, but that win tonight felt extra sweet. You know, obviously coming into the game, no Austin Matthews, an undisclosed injury. Maybe it's a little load management. I don't know. TJ Brody, we obviously know he hit the IR for an undisclosed injury as well. So that's a key defenseman and one of your best 5-on-5 scorers and a very important catalyst on the power play, not in the lineup tonight for the Leafs. Going into the game, the Nashville Predators had won 4 consecutive games. They have lost 1 regulation game in their last 10. And UC Saros, his last 2 games have been ridiculous. He's made 100 saves. Maybe over 100. I don't know what it was. But 67 shots faced against Carolina, allowed only 3 goals. Then he faced Ottawa and had a 38 save shutout. A team who scores a lot of goals in the Ottawa Senators. So he's unbelievable. And you don't have Austin Matthews tonight, and I'm not a betting man, but if you do not slap the under on this game, you are nuts. And early in the game, less than 3 minutes in, the Leafs have already outshot them 4-0, and we're like, okay, the boys are buzzing early. Well, they get an odd man rush. Tanner Jeannot comes down. I think it was him. Takes the initial shot, stopped by Murray. The rebound, stopped by Murray. Puck goes to the side of the net, and it gets fired to the middle of the ice from the guy in front. It was Matt Duchene. I can't remember who it was. Back to Ryan McDonough, who's coming down from the point. Matt Murray's kind of caught up. He can't get back into place. They fire it to the red line beside Matt Murray to just tap it in, and they tapped it, but Matt Murray's flopping around, and he makes an incredible save to keep the puck out and keep the game tied 0-0. What a ridiculous start from Matt Murray, and that was kind of setting the table the rest of the way for his night. But not long. The Leafs scored 4 minutes to go. I was going not long after that because they made the stop at 17 minutes, left in the period, and I wrote down 16:54 as the goal. So I'm like, not long after. No, okay, no. That's how much had gone by in the period. Later in the first period, Willie comes down, tries to toe drag around his defender and go to the backhand. He does it, can't get it to the backhand though, but John Tavares is crashing the net, and he just slaps it from the backhand, and it goes underneath the arm of UC Saros, and the Leafs have taken the lead 1-0. John Tavares from Willie Nylander and Timothy Liljegren at 16:54 of the first period, and the Leafs are out in front 1-0. Really nice start. And you outshoot them 15-10 in the first period, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself. In the second period, doesn't take very long. Less than a couple minutes in, a pass to the front of the net to Philip Forsberg, and Murray just sells like it's going to be a little cross-seam pass and a little tap-in, as most guys would do. But the patience on Philip Forsberg to toe drag it around Matt Murray and just knock it into the empty net. Just a gorgeous goal from Philip Forsberg. And we're tied at 1 less than 2 minutes into the second period. Shots on goal in the second were 7-7. And if you like goaltending duels, this was your night. In the third, I don't know how many opportunities the Leafs had in all 3 periods to bury one on UC Saros. He made some big stops. But the Leafs, I don't know how they missed that David Kampf interference call. And if I hear, the Leafs had this many power plays and they didn't have... David Kampf is skating backwards. And Buddy comes through the middle of the ice and almost takes his damn head off. First off, that's interference because he's got to have his head up. The guy skating forward should see David Kampf. Clearly doesn't, or is an excuse me pick. The whistle goes dead. And that's where I was iffy. I mean, I understand David Kampf was down, so I get that initially. But how many times have you seen play continue with a guy down in the ice, right? So they stopped the play, and I'm like, okay, so there's a penalty. Well, no, okay. Was it offside? Well, face-off's inside the blue line. Okay, interesting. Somehow there was no penalty there. But the hockey gods gave it back to the Leafs. Because not long after that, I can't remember when that thing with David Kampf occurred, but it was late in the period. Morgan Riley going to the corner to get the loose puck. And I can't remember who the Nashville player was. But my God, dude lifts his stick up and goes yoink right into Riley's face. And the official standing there right in front of the play as Riley goes down is like hello? Do you want to open up your eyes? Riley, gets up off the ice and says, "You are a bleeping idiot," as blood's dripping out of his nose. Like, it's, hello? And all the referees convene as they did with the David Camp thing. The David Camp thing led to no penalty. But this one, there's blood, 4-minute power play. Going into this power play, the Leafs have been atrocious on the PP so far in this contest. We have 4 minutes to figure it out, and there's about 4 minutes to go in the game. So you look like, as long as you don't give a shorty, you're at least going to get a point, right? And at this point in the game, the way Saros was playing, I'm like, fellas, just give me a point, please. John Tavares gets the puck about the side of the net, goes behind the net, centers it to Nylander, who looks like he's about to walk into a big-time wrister, and Saros thinks so because he comes way out to challenge, and Neil's like, I got you, yoink, pass to the side to Mitch Marner. Saros is down and out, tries to dive across, Marner buries it into the empty cage. Was the power play pretty all night? No, but they scored a big one in a big moment, and that's really all that matters. Marner on the power play from Nylander and Tavares with 1:15 to go in the contest at 18:45. And the Leafs, after Matt Murray makes some $10 there late, the shot from the point, I think was it Roman Josi who shot that one? And it was a scramble in front. He makes a couple big stops, keeps the puck out, and the guys just hang on to win this game 2-1 at Scotiabank Arena. You had a feeling this was going to be like it with all those numbers I mentioned off the top going into today. And without Austin Matthews, that limits the goal scoring a bit for the Leafs. Plus, they can't score for anything. They average like 2 goals a game. That is awful. And you saw that today, right? They had some good chances, but overall, the high danger stuff was really just a point shot and a scramble. That was about it. Excuse me. Other than that desperation stop from Matt Murray. So the key players in today's game, well, obviously, your player of the game is Matt Murray, no doubt about it. 1 goal on 33 shots. He was electric. I thought he was just positionally phenomenal, and when he wasn't, he was trying to make himself as big as possible while he's flopping around. Just remarkable job again for Matt Murray. Back-to-back games where he's been really stellar. Obviously, you're going to see Samsonov tomorrow against Detroit. And then a very interesting contest on Saturday night as the Leafs are in Boston taking on the Bruins. The Bruins, have, I believe, to this point, have not lost a regulation game at home. Could it be the first? We shall see. And don't let it be a trap game for the Leafs. Tomorrow is a very dangerous game in that sense. But the key players offensively, John Tavares with a goal and assist, Willie Nylander with 2 assists in the game. Shots on goal were 15-10 in the first, 7-7 in the second, 16-13 Nashville in the third. And the shots on goal for the game were 35-33 in favor of the Leafs. Power plays, we were 1 for 5 on our power play. But obviously in the big moment, you got it done. They were 0 for 2 on their 2 power plays. All right, like I said, tomorrow, the Leafs are back in action as they are in Detroit taking on the Red Wings at 7 o'clock. Do not be surprised if Matthews does not play tomorrow and then suits up Saturday against Boston. That's my opinion. That's my take. I could be wrong, but why would you play him on if he's battling, if he's fighting a little nick, he's not feeling the greatest right now? There's no reason to put him out against Detroit tomorrow in Detroit on the second night of a back-to-back. If anything, you wait till Boston on Saturday. And if he's not ready for Boston Saturday, you don't play him. We're not catching the Bruins. Leaf fans, I hate to say it. You're playing Tampa in the first round. It stinks that we know this stuff. We knew it in like November and December, let's be honest. And it shouldn't be the case, but it is. Bruins are like over double digits ahead of the Leafs in the standings, and they have games in hand as well. Like, it's insane what they're doing right now. So, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just thinking, look, get home ice. I know it didn't work last year, but you just got to keep playing for that, right? That's really the only thing we're playing for at this point is getting home ice against Tampa in round 1. And the Leafs' home record this year, I think I saw it tonight, 15-3-4. They've been absolutely dominant on home ice, but again, it's regular season. It doesn't really matter all that much once the puck drops in the postseason in April. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you guys enjoyed the W tonight, it was a very defensive game, very goalie-oriented game. We haven't seen a lot of that lately with the Leafs, but again, a very fun game in that sense. Offensively, a lot of turnovers, a lot of sloppy stuff from the Leafs. And again, not a perfect game by any means, but without 2 really important pieces to this team, they hung in there and they got a win. They got 2 points in January, you move on. These are those dog days, right? The January, February, before the trade deadline stuff. It's like, oh, God, let's get through these. So you got to win tonight. You move on. All right? So, guys, like, subscribe, comment, go nuts in the comments below. Please do so. Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description, so follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. The Discord link is down below as well, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition, both teams tomorrow. Raptors, as they host the Hornets again tomorrow. I believe it's, is it 7 or 7:30 tomorrow? I want to say 7:30, because Raptors, like, never play at 7 o'clock. So when do they play tomorrow? 7:30. Scotiabank Arena as they host the Charlotte Hornets again, looking to win their the third consecutive game for the first time this year. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action tomorrow night as well, as they look for their fourth consecutive W as they hit Detroit, face Detroit again. Like, it feels like we faced them so damn much recently, but again, on the road against the Red Wings on the second night of a back-to-back. 7 o'clock puck drop there at Little Caesars Arena. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the W this evening. We'll talk to you guys then.